If you have either two benefics or two malefics, which are aspecting a house, an important house, or an important planet, then it can either bring you great goodness or bring you even great havocs. So understanding, especially two malefics and strong malefics in good dignity aspecting a house is very important. So let's jump right into it. Hello, namaskar, and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel, Astro Assurance. We have done a number of permutations, combinations, different placements, different dignities, and so forth. One thing that we have not covered so far is double aspects on any house. So double aspects of either a malefic, it can be either a natural benefic or a natural malefic for your respective ascendant. And if they are aspecting any house, what is the impact of the results of that house? So for example, if two benefics like Mercury or Venus, or Mercury or Moon, or Venus or Mercury, or Moon and Jupiter, both are aspecting a particular house or particular planet, then what kind of results can this double aspect bring forth for you? But more dangerous, more challenging, and more troublesome, more obstruction bringing is the impact of double aspects of a malefic, especially if the aspect is a special aspect, like the 3rd or 10th aspect of Saturn, or the 4th or 8th aspect of Mars, or the 5th or the 9th aspect of Rahu. Then the impact can be stronger and can be more troublesome, because these are special aspects rather than the 7th aspect alone. So let's jump in and see how two very strong malefics, if they are aspecting any house, then what could be the result they bring to you? Now let's say for any ascendant, here I'm not talking about any particular ascendant, but today I'm taking the double aspects of Rahu combined with any other malefic. So for example, if Rahu is in the 1st house, it can be in any house. Here I'm taking the 1st house as an example. And the 5th aspect of Rahu is falling on the 5th house. And the other very special aspect, Saturn has 3rd and 10th as a special aspect. The Saturn's 3rd aspect is also on that particular house. And if both of them are strong in good dignity, in good degrees, and both are aspecting a particular house, then the challenges that can be brought forth for the house can be immense. They can be destructive, they can be very havoc bringing also. So it takes a huge energy to be able to, and effort to be able to contend with this. For example, Saturn's 3rd aspect is a limiting aspect, especially if it's coming from the 3rd house itself, which means however much amount of effort that you put in, the results of that particular house will come only after huge effort over huge amount of time, and the results that you may get may be very, very limited, and there will be much more struggle. So it's easier to focus on some other placement or some other house rather than that house where Saturn's 3rd aspect is falling. But the double whammy is if Rahu's 5th aspect is also falling on the same house. Now Saturn is obstruction and delay, huge effort, and it takes a lot of time and takes a lot of perseverance. What is Rahu? Rahu is trying to take shortcut while Saturn is asking you to be patient. So making wrong calculations, wrong choices in a hurry because of you losing your patience, you being frustrated, and then taking a wrong decision, being misled into a decision can be a very high chance. So what can come out of it is you may be misled into taking a decision, assuming that the choice is good, assuming that the choice is right or the choice is profitable. And then you see that you have made a choice, you have invested money, you have invested effort, nothing comes good out of it, and you have to wait long periods of time for it to happen. It could be business, it could be chasing somebody in a relationship, it could be trying to get a promotion in a job and you're waiting and waiting for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. The promotion is just not coming, however effort that you put in, however you try to impress the powers that be. So this can be a very, very challenging placement if both Rahu and Saturn's aspect, especially the special aspects, are falling in a particular house. Let's take some more combinations. For example, Rahu's 5th aspect, but Sun's 7th aspect. We know the Sun has only one aspect, the 7th aspect. Now, if Rahu's 5th aspect as well as Sun's 7th aspect is falling on that particular house, now Sun's 7th aspect, the only aspect means Sun's full power, Sun's full glare, Sun's full focus is on that house. So what does Sun's focus does? That house is brought into focus. There you want leadership. There you want accountability. There you want to extract the fruits of your labor. There you want to shine. And there is also where you will have the maximum pushback. There will be a struggle for leadership. There will be a struggle for authoritative power. There will be a struggle for choices and decision making, which means my decision is paramount. Others have to fall in line. So the forced leadership, forced accountability, forced responsibility also comes to you. Now, if Rahu's 5th aspect also falls on it, which is also the learning aspect, which means that you may be misled, assuming that you may be able to get fruits of the labor, assuming that you will be able to get leadership, assuming that you will get authority. No, you will be asked to take accountability and responsibility, but the authority may not be given to you. The leadership may not be given to you. You may not have much choice. And what may happen? The accountability is given to you. The responsibility is given to you. However, the choices are very limited. The choices are very vague. The choices are such that the chances of you making a mistake in the choices of that house are very, very high. So in being misled into a responsibility. Now, for example, here we took the example of the 7th house. So you are misled into taking or falling into a decision regarding a partnership, a relationship, and then you find that there are personality challenges, there are personality issues, nothing good is coming out of that partnership. You feel that two people should put in a teamwork or the big team should put in a teamwork. However, you find that you are the ones who's putting in greater effort. You have been misled into the relationship. You have been misled into taking accountability and responsibility, and you're not being appreciated. You're not being acknowledged. And so the results of that house almost get burned because of the double energy of Rahu and Sun. So this is a very, very tough placement where both Rahu and Sun are aspecting any house, especially Rahu with any other malefic aspecting house can be a big challenge. Let's look at one more example. Say, for example, Rahu's 9th aspect and Mars' 4th aspect. Mars has 4 and 8th aspect. These are special aspects of Mars. If Rahu's 9th aspect, which is the learning aspect of Rahu, is falling on any house, which is also gain making, but after being able to take very shrewd, very calculated, very diplomatic decisions also, then that particular house may give you the results only after very shrewd, high effort, high diplomacy, high tactfulness, extreme cunning, cutthroat, competition, you're overcoming that competition and being able to rise above everybody to be able to get stupendous results. However, for example, now we are looking at the 12th house. So the chances that you may be misled into a decision and then that decision, that effort may go into waste and excess. The money may go into waste and excess, which means you may end up spending much more money, much more effort, much more emotions, much more investments in a house, not get the result and then feel dejected. Is very high. Now, if Mars' 4th aspect also falls on that house, what is the 4th aspect of Mars? One of the most damaging aspects of Mars is on the 4th aspect. 8th aspect is slightly more liberating, transformative, change bringing. But the 4th aspect is very, very damaging of Mars, especially because Mars also gets debilitated in the 4th house in the Kalpurush Kundli, which is the sign of Cancer. Cancer relates to the 4th house, we know. So the 4th aspect of Mars is very, very deadly, very, very aggressive, very, very burning. Now we know that Rahu along with Mars, if they are together in a house, they form the Angaraka dosha, which is a fiery dosha. Now, if both of them are aspecting from different houses on the same aspect, on the same house, then the chances that they burn the results of that house because of excessive effort is very high. Why excessive effort? Rahu wants to get the most out of it. So Rahu's complete focus is on that. What is Mars? Mars is effort, is focus, is extreme energy, extreme motivation, extreme willpower. So you focus all your energy on that house. You put in everything, you invest everything into that house, and yet you don't get results. And year after year, maybe month after month at the start, then year after year, you think you're on the cusp of a breakthrough, you're on the cusp of a success, you're on the cusp of making gains, rising high, and nothing comes out of it. And only after a lot of time you realize that all the effort has gone wasted. You have been misled into taking a decision which is only bringing you waste and excess. So this can be a very challenging placement, especially both of them aspecting the 12th house, then working in a large organization without great benefits, without great rise, even going to foreign lands or foreign companies and not getting most out of it, or getting very less out of it, can also be seen here. Let's see another combination. Here we are looking at Rahu's 9th aspect, but Saturn's 10th aspect. The Rahu's 10th aspect is a very karmic aspect because Saturn also rules the 10th house in the Kalpurush Kundli. Saturn means dedication, your strict effort, disciplined effort, day after day, night after night, putting in high effort to be able to get the results of that particular area. Now, when Rahu's aspect is also on that house, so here this is yin and yang. Yeah, Rahu is not ready to compromise on time. Rahu wants immediate results. Rahu means shortcut. Saturn means putting in a lot of effort over a period of time. Now, because Rahu's 9th aspect, the learning aspect is there, so Rahu learns to take shortcuts. Rahu learns to be more tactful. Rahu learns to be more diplomatic. Saturn's 10th aspect is more discipline, persevering, patience, karma, putting in high effort over a period of time and getting results. So through sheer effort that you put in, through sheer dedication that you put in, sheer hard work that you put in, because this is a very karmic placement. Both the aspects are on that house. Here, for example, it is the 9th house. Now, what will happen is that the learning that you have, the education that you have, the competence that you have, the expertise that you have will not get you high fruits immediately in the short run, which means you have to put in a lot of effort over a period of time, hoping that you get success out of your learning, out of your expertise, out of your competence. However, you find that people who are lesser learned than you, people who are lesser competent than you, people who have lesser expertise than you, people who know less about that area, about that particular competence, they seem to be getting much ahead. They seem to be in the good books of bosses, of authority figures, and try as you might, better gains, higher gains don't come out of that particular area, especially because your Saturn is in the 12th house of waste and excess and 10th house of karma. So all your karmic effort goes to waste and excess. Rahu is in the Lagna. This gives you very high greed, high thirst, high hunger, yet you're not able to get the gains that you expect. So this can be very, very challenging placement, very, very obstructive placement. Now let's look at another placement where both Rahu and Saturn are aspecting, say, the 8th house. So here Rahu's 5th aspect is on the 8th house, Saturn's 3rd aspect is on the 8th house. Both of them have an aspect on the 8th house of Dusthana, one of the most tough Dusthanas. So what happens? Here Rahu's high focus on the 8th house means Rahu wants to extract gains out of that which is hidden, that which is not easily accessible, that which is in the depths. So you have to put in the high effort to extract gains out of it to be able to make more gains. However, because this is also called the Randra Bhav, the house of darkness, you are not able to see where you're going. You're not able to see where the results may be coming. You may not be able to see the dangers which are coming to you. We are not able to see the gains which may be there for you. You are in the darkness for a lot of period of time, waiting for the light to shine, waiting for the light to emerge. Nothing comes out. And Saturn in a Dusthana, aspecting another Dusthana with the 3rd aspect. So which means huge amount of effort to overcome competition all the time. Pushed back by competition. Now you have high hunger and greed, high thirst. You want the success. out of something which is in darkness, which is hidden. You're putting in effort day in, day out. 8th house is also the house of obstructions, challenges. And the challenges come from hidden people behind your back, who are working behind your back to sabotage the results that you may be getting. Sometimes even the family may be somebody who may be against you or not giving you enough support, not being able to give you enough strength, and by standing beside you. So this can be a very, very tough placement where try as much you might, you may not be able to get results. And especially making assets, making houses, making property, getting daily conveniences, getting that good car you want, getting that beautiful clothes you want, designer clothes you want, that all seems to be just out of reach all the time. So really, really tough placement. Now let's look at another placement where Rahu and Mars both are aspecting. Rahu's 9th aspect and Mars 4th aspect, like an early example. However, here both of them are aspecting the 6th house. Now 6th house is a really dangerous house for sicknesses, for competition, for people acting behind your back. Also loans, debts. So here Mars 4th aspect means you try to get success out of borrowing money, borrowing or getting into loans, into debts. And Rahu's 9th aspect, which means you're not learning from other people's experiences. So you jump into something hoping that you will get results out of them. You ask for loans, you get into debts. Mars focus also on that, but the 4th house focus, 4th aspect focus, which means the chances that you jump into something where there is high competition, but you're not able to get results is very, very high. Especially in career, in work, in your karma, in day-to-day activities, you could be lost. You find that try as you might, you're not able to inspire results or get the acknowledgement or get the appreciation from the power that be, and even from your teamwork. And you will find that people who are below you, subordinates, seem to be getting the better attention because they are more tactful, more diplomatic. You may not even know what hit you. So both of their aspects on the 6th house, the house of debts, which means or the house of competition. You are always lost, you're always behind people. Everybody seems to be running ahead of you. Now let's look at another example of Sun and Rahu here. Both of them are in a Dusthana and both of them are aspecting another Dusthana. Sun's 7th aspect from the 6th house is on the 12th house. Rahu's 5th aspect from the 8th house is again on the 12th house. This can be the very, very damaging placement because Sun as it is doesn't do very well in the 6th house, and it is said Sun goes to the 12th house to die. So here Rahu's 5th aspect, the aspect of gains, but the aspect of high hunger and greed, and Sun's aspect, which is also the aspect of leadership, accountability, authority, but on a house which is wasteful and giving you the excesses. And Sun doesn't do well in the 12th house as it is. So the chances that you may be able to get better results in multinational companies, in foreign companies or foreign lands, or in foreign education degrees can be very lost. So you always are running into some obstruction or the other because of Rahu, and you're always putting your utmost, trying to take more responsibility or trying to take the results in your own hand. But it seems that nothing is in your hands. Everything seems to be a hand of others, even your competitors, and you don't get anything out of it. So this can be one of the most challenging placements also for being able to get the most out of your competitive situation, out of day-to-day work, out of day-to-day activities, specifically related to foreign companies, foreign lands. This can be also very, very challenging from a health perspective. So one has to be very, very careful of your lifestyle as well. And let's take one more example before we close. Mars 8th aspect. As I said earlier, Mars 4th aspect can be very, very damaging. But Mars 8th aspect is very transformative, very change-making. Now, Mars is 8th aspect is on the 12th house. Rahu from the 8th house is aspecting the 12th house with his 5th aspect. So here Rahu is giving you high hunger and greed to get the results from that area where you have to go a long distance from your comfort zone. The 12th house is not always foreign lands, but the 12th house is going way away from your comfort zone and working in an area where you have not worked before or you have not tried before and you're trying it for the first time, or something which is not easily accessible to you. Like foreign lands were not easily accessible to you earlier. Mars 8th aspect on it, but from the 5th house, which is the 8th to the 10th house. So 8-8 combination is working here, which means you try as you might for changes, for transformation. You are just not able to move. You feel you're stagnated. You're not able to grow. 8th house is constantly obstructing you. 8th house is constantly pushing you down. And the 8th aspect of Mars, but on the 12th house of waste and excess on the Dusthana, is constantly not allowing you to change or transform. You get stagnated. You're not able to move up. You're not able to move out, whether in a relationship, whether in a partnership, whether in a business, whether in a work, whether in a career, or whether in a project as well. Now, if you combine another aspect on that house, say, for example, bring in Sun also. This is slightly rarer, but I'm just giving this example for those people who may have 3 malefics, either in a house or 3 malefics aspecting a house. This can be extremely dangerous. If you have this placement, you have to be really on the watch out, look out for that particular house and the lord of that house where it is placed, because that area will constantly trouble you. It will not allow you to sit. It will not allow you to breathe. It will always be pushing you against the wall. So I'm giving you this video today so that you're careful. A lot of people will come back to me saying, we are stuck in this job, we are stuck in this relationship, we are stuck in this business, because you're not able to understand and analyze how the placements are working for you. So it's better to avoid that particular area, avoid that placement, avoid the results of that house and work on some other area where you may have greater promise, rather than getting stuck. So I'm bringing this video to you so that you understand where the obstruction could be coming, where the challenges could be coming, where the losses could be coming, where the most destruction can be coming, where you may be not be able to make gains. So you need to be more careful how you are able to understand these placements, fathom these placements, either avoid those particular areas or work very tactfully, understandingly. So deeper understanding of these placements, deeper understanding of the dignities, deeper understanding of the rulership of the houses is very important before you can make either good gains out of that house or be able to avoid the destructive force that these 2 aspects, malefic aspects, bring to you. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me. The links be given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.